Most buses of the Eastern Bloc of the 1950s and early 1960s were often quite utilitarian, especially the mid-sized variety. But in 1959, a new Ikarus bus emerged that was quite different from the rest. In fact, it was as if it arrived from the future. This is the story of the Ikarus 303, the bus that looked like it was a prop from a sci-fi movie. Hi, this is Jeffrey. Now, while I was doing research on my previous Ikarus videos, I came across a very fascinating mid-sized bus called the Ikarus 303. Now, what was so fascinating about the 303? Well, first of all, it had styling that was unlike any other bus of the time. When it was introduced in 1959, it was seen as something that was extremely futuristic. And even by today's standards, it looks very, very modern. Now, the 303 also had mechanical equipment built into it that no other bus of the time had. Now, while the 303 was not a single concept vehicle, it was not a full-scale production bus either, as very few of them were built. It's a very fascinating story, so let's get started in learning about the Ikarus 303. It was the bus that was styled as if it emerged from a 1950s sci-fi movie. Throughout the late 1950s, an idea emerged among the factory's engineers to replace the Ikarus 31, which was introduced in 1956. These plans were for a vehicle with the Ikarus 33 type designation, which would basically be built in the same size category of the 31, with a self-supporting body similar to it, but not with a front engine. This new bus would have a rear engine arrangement similar to the Ikarus 55. The planned 33 type would essentially have been a mid-sized version of the 55 and would also have inherited its famously bulbous rear engine compartment. It would be somewhat utilitarian, like the 31. The Ikarus 33 ultimately came to nothing, but based on the conceptual designs of the type, engineers began to develop a totally new model, whose designers included Laszlo Finta, Paul Michelberger, and Karoly Ozetsky. The new vehicle, in terms of its purpose, ultimately became the polar opposite of the Ikarus 33, as it fell more into the super luxury category. It became known as the Type 303. A total of 9 units of the 303 type were produced between 1959 and 1963. Each vehicle had continuously better quality as well as cheaper production costs. However, it could not reach the price point that would have attracted buyers in the early 1960s, and in addition, the production and supply of the main mechanical parts, such as the unique JAFI engine, also caused difficulties, so in the end, the 303 was not put into full-scale production. The first unit was designed as a medium-sized coach for small groups of tourists, with a seating capacity of 37. Its interior provided a very high level of comfort, which was quite unusual for the time. Its 4 extra-large picture windows and nearly all-skirted rear wheel enhanced the 303's futuristic George Jetson-like appearance. Later, a larger capacity, more transit-styled variant was made to accommodate up to 50 passengers. It is most probable that the unit with 5 smaller windows, making a slightly less striking design, was this higher capacity bus. Now, let's take a look at some of the basic specifications of the Ikarus Type 303. Number 1. Length is 8.66 meters. Number 2. Width is 2.5 meters. Number 3. Height is 2.66 meters. Number 4. Engine is either the JAFI K-625 120 horsepower 6-cylinder or the more standard Scheppel D-414 95 horsepower with 4 cylinders. Number 5. Top speed is 80 kilometers per hour. And number 6. Front suspension was independent and rear suspension was of the Didion type. The demonstration models of the 303 visited numerous exhibitions where they were always a great success and attracted a lot of attention. They were also present at the 1959 and 1960 BNV Budapest International Fairs and at the 1960 Leipzig Fair. The vehicle had a number of novelties, then still considered luxury equipment of the era. It was the first Hungarian vehicle to be produced with air suspension, but it was also equipped with a rollover frame, a safety steering column, and power steering. The arrangement of the windows also gave the passenger compartment an unusually high level of light for the time, as it was possible to see in practically all directions through its large glass surfaces, including most of the roof. JAFI eventually designed the unique K-625 engine specifically for the vehicle, which was placed at an angle in the back of the bus. However, some 303s were built with the well-established 4-cylinder D-414 engine from Scheppel. Another distinction of the type was the restraint represented by the automotive design style. Compared to previous buses, such as the Type 30, it had much less exterior decoration, which gave the vehicle a certain clean elegance. However, the thick strip running along the side of the bus from front to back, separated by chrome elements which differed from the basic color of the bus, provided a special uniqueness for the type. There is even a hint of the rear of a 1958 Chevy Impala going on, with the headlights at both ends. It's quite possible that the 303 influenced the design of other Eastern Bloc midsize buses, such as the LAZ Ukraine-2 bus of 1961. It is believed that, unfortunately, none of this class of unique buses have survived. So there it is, the story of the Ikarus 303, a rare but unique bus from 1959. So what do you think of it? Do you like the styling? Was it futuristic? Was it too radical or not radical enough for the time? It would be interesting to hear your opinions on it. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at the Ikarus 303. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.